Have you ever asked yourself how a piece of land became a battleground for two nations? It all began in the era bridging the late 19th and early 20th centuries, an era marked by the rise of national movements. Among these movements, two stand out: Zionism and Arab nationalism. Zionism, a Jewish nationalist movement, yearned for a homeland in what was then known as Palestine. Arab nationalism, on the other hand, sought independence from colonial powers and the right to self-governance. The plot thickens with the Balfour Declaration of 1917. This British policy supported the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, stirring discontent among the Arab majority residing there. The subsequent British Mandate of Palestine further escalated the tensions, as it seemed to favor the Jewish minority. And thus, the stage was set for a century-long conflict that would define the Middle East. The end of the British Mandate in 1948 marked the beginning of a series of wars and intifadas. As the newly independent Israel declared statehood, neighboring Arab states launched an attack, sparking the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. This war set the stage for a conflict that has lasted well over half a century. Then, in 1967, the Six-Day War erupted. In less than a week, Israel seized control of the Gaza Strip, the Sinai Peninsula, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. This rapid territorial expansion further inflamed tensions. As decades rolled on, the conflict evolved into a series of uprisings known as intifadas. The first erupted in 1987, followed by a second one in 2000. These popular movements saw large-scale protests, strikes, and violent confrontations, further entrenching the hostility between the two sides. In between these tumultuous periods, there were glimmers of hope. The Oslo Accords in the 1990s and the Camp David Summit in 2000 were significant political attempts to negotiate peace. However, these efforts were marred by missed opportunities, mutual distrust, and a lack of comprehensive agreement. Despite numerous attempts at peace, the conflict seemed to be a never-ending cycle of violence and despair. The decades-long struggle has left deep scars on both sides, fueling a narrative of victimhood and vengeance that has been passed down from generation to generation. Fast forward to the present, where does the conflict stand now? Amid the dust of past struggles emerge crucial issues that shape the current state of affairs. Israeli settlements expanding like a spider's web across disputed territories continue to be a major point of contention. The status of Jerusalem, a city revered by many, remains a puzzle, its pieces scattered between Israeli control and Palestinian aspiration. The question of Palestinian statehood hangs in the air, like an unfinished sentence, waiting for resolution. In the midst of this, a ray of hope emerged in the form of the Abraham Accords, a series of agreements aimed at normalizing relations between Israel and several Arab nations. These accords, however, while signaling progress, have also stirred the pot, adding another layer of complexity to an already intricate situation. The present seems as complicated as the past, leaving many to wonder if peace is even possible. However, is there a light at the end of the tunnel? As we delve into the depths of this conflict, it's clear that the toll is not just political, but deeply human. Israelis and Palestinians, bound by shared history and culture, have suffered alike. Dialogue, understanding, and compromise are not just words, but vital tools to forge a path to peace. In the end, reconciliation and peace aren't just political terms, but human necessities. Because we all bleed the same color, and it's high time we realize that. Because life is ours to discover before it's midnight. My name is Joshua, and it's a minute to midnight. See you on the other side.